Hi, I'm Mary and welcome back to my channel, and today I have a tag. It's one that Angelica uh Learmar, um I don't know if that's how you say her last name, and I apologize if it's not, created, and it's the if I would pick a eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents, and then blank, and then there are 8 prompts, so I have 8 different palettes here. And so basically I'm just gonna go ahead and do this tag and answer the prompts. So the first one is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents me, color story, it would be the Natasha Denona Lila palette. And I love the fact that it has neutrals, purples, and pinks. That's like truly right up my alley, and this definitely screams me. I love my neutrals, I love my purples, and I love my pinks. Those are my favorite colors to wear. And I am actually wearing this palette on my eyes today. And but yeah, so this is the palette I would pick for color story. And then the second one is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents me, packaging. So I picked the Nabla Secret palette. I just really think that, like the flowers and like the like stars, moon, sun, nature, shells like for ocean. Like, I mean, it's just like all just like super up my alley, and like this color story just really speaks to me, and just like the actual design. And then I also love that like the packaging is textured both on the front and then also in the back. So yeah, I just really like this palette cover, and it sort of represents sort of all my current interests. So this is just super nice. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm in day 4 now of after I got my second Pfizer COVID vaccination, and I'm still not feeling great, but I'm doing a bit better, so I figured I'd make another video just so I have a couple banked. And then so the next prompt is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents spring. So to me, the Mimosa palette by BH Cosmetics screams spring. I just think these colors are like straight from like spring. I like how they're like a little more vibrant than pastels, but still have nice corals and pinks and like yellows and stuff. It's just like, I think this is perfect for spring. And I think I mentioned this palette in a palette I'd recommend for spring that is on my channel, and if I remember I'll link it, but no guarantees. Plus I'm not exactly sure how, so I'll still have to figure that out. But in any case, yes, there's this palette which I super enjoy. In doing this, I tried to not pick any palette from the same brand as any other palette, so just to give you a variety of palettes that people may have. And so the next one is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents happy. So for this, I went with the ColourPop Lizzie McGuire What Dreams Are Made Of, because I just think that this is just like super happy packaging, and then also the color story inside just screams like happy. And I mean, even like the mirror, like with Lizzie, and then like just the coloring and stuff just super screams happy summer, spring, and those are my favorite times of year. And I just like really enjoy like this palette, and this just makes me happy. So yeah, there's that. And then the next one is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents the dark grungy in me. So I went with Nomad Cosmetics Berlin Underground. I mean, this just screamed grungy to me, and I actually really enjoy this palette. I used it for several looks, and I mean, it's just a nice grungy palette. I mean, I love like the sort of olivey green, like these mustard tones, like this, like sort of grungy, sort of purpley, silvery color right here. This grungy purple. I mean, it's just all just screams grungy to me, and I actually really like using this. I know that there are only like 2 or 3 like true mattes, but it's just still a super nice palette. There are some satins that will act as mattes, and then there are a lot of shimmers. But yeah, I just really enjoy this palette. So in any case, yeah, that's what I would go with for that. And then the next is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents the girly in me, I would go with Violet Voss Sakura Blossom. I just love my pinks and purples. And this one's like pinks and neutrals, which is super perfect for me because I always like to have some neutral options when using a palette. So yeah, this is just like the perfect combination of pinks and neutral colors for me, and it screams girly, like flowery pink packaging. Not super keen on like the typeface here, that just looks cheap, but I do love the quality of Violet Voss, and I do love this color story. And then the next one is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents fun. So I went with the Ace Beauty Nostalgia palette. And I mean, honestly, you can't tell me that that doesn't scream fun. I love this color story, and it's a good quality palette, and just I love the packaging as well. And I mean, this just screams like summer and fun, and just, you know, bold and out there. And so I just really like this as a fun palette. And then the final prompt is, if I could pick an eyeshadow palette in my collection that represents inspiration. For me, I give that to Gimme Glow Vintage Rose. So I know it only has 8 shades, but like this totally inspires me, and like I love like the combination. It has like greens and pinks and mauves and stuff, and it just like makes me really inspired to continue to play with makeup and enjoy using makeup and eyeshadow palettes especially. I am an eyeshadow palette addict. I at this point have well over 200 palettes, and I have several more on order. So yeah, with that being said, this is actually a pretty new palette to me, but it definitely inspires me, and I will definitely keep using it. And with that, that is the end of this video, and I hope you have a good day or night wherever you are and whenever you watch this. And if you're wondering, that's Jasmine, and she's apparently giving me the butt because I'm not cuddling with her, but rather making a video. So with that being said, I will talk to you later. Bye.